What's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, I'm going to be reviewing the Adam Sandler classic, Happy Gilmore. Adam Sandler plays Happy, who, ends up finding himself in the golfing world. What ends up happening is he finds out that his grandmother hasn't really paid her taxes, so her home is basically being, what is the term I'm looking for? Um, the bank is kind of seizing it, and uh, while these movers are taking a break from moving the stuff out of her home, they're pretty much I wouldn't say shooting, but they're swinging a golf club, trying to see how far they can swing the golf ball. And Adam Sandler's character is basically telling them, hey, shouldn't you guys get back to work? And basically, it leads the movers to challenging Happy, to see if Happy can do a better job. And they kind of bet little wages on there, but Happy does it. Excuse me. He basically has this really good swing. And he wanted to be a professional hockey player, and that didn't go too well because he does have some, in better ways, some anger issues. So golfing is kind of the next thing to potentially make some money to help his grandmother. So in the meantime, he has to take his grandmother to this retirement home, and of course, the nurse there is a complete douche who is played perfectly by Ben Stiller. Probably one of my favorite lines, which is like, can I get a glass of warm milk? And Ben Stiller's like, "You're gonna get a glass of shut the hell up," and it's just like her eyes are just like wide and like, "Are you kidding me?" And another scene that I find very funny is when he's driving his grandmother there. One of the patients lands on the car, Mister, help me. That's pretty hilarious. So, excuse me. So he ends up going into this golfing tournament where eventually he meets Shooter McGavin. Shooter McGavin is this well-known, established golfer who is looking for that one thing, and that's that golden jacket. But now he has Happy in his way, who is gaining this popularity because he has this really good shot, and Shooter tries to do everything he can to really get under Happy because he knows Happy has these anger issues. So if he could do everything he can to get Happy kicked off this what do they call it, like the PGA Tour, then Shooter has a better chance of getting that golden jacket. Of course, Happy eventually gets some coaching from Chubbs, who's played perfectly by Carl Weathers, and this would not be the first time he plays Chubbs. And I will, fair warning, this is going to be a spoiler, but for any of you who have seen Little Nicky, Chubbs has a small, Carl Weathers has a small little cameo playing Chubbs, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, we just recently lost the alligator from this film. But yeah, Carl Weathers is fantastic. An alligator took his hand, so he can no longer play golf. So he helps Happy control his anger and think of his happy place, basically, and lets him know it's all in the hips. Carl Weathers is fantastic in this movie. Um, so it's pretty much this rivalry throughout the film between Happy and Shooter, and yeah, just a lot of fun happens in this movie. And of course, there's that love interest. One of the ladies who works becomes, that love interest for Happy. And all in all, it's just a really fun and entertaining film. There are some really great moments. You got a really good score. I mean, Leonard Skinner. that one of their songs is in this, and it fits perfectly, I feel. But there are scenes in this movie that really stand out, and again, spoilers. The ones I mentioned earlier, but there's a few more. Like the most popular, "You're gonna die, clown," as he's at the little putt golf, little I wouldn't say resort, but this little putt golf type of thing, and there's this clown head that he has to get the ball in. That's pretty hilarious. The thinking, the happy thoughts, I think it's cool, and I really hope we get that for the sequel. You get Happy's happy thought, and then you get kind of his nightmare with Shooter. I thought that was pretty cool that we got like two different perspectives in some way. So that really, stands out. I can't remember the actor's name, but he sadly passed. I know he played the father. He played Linda Cardellini's father in Freaks and Geeks. He's the annoying person in the crowd. You won't make the shot, you jackass. The actor sadly passed away, but he's fantastic in this movie. Excuse me. Of course, I can't not mention the incredible fight scene between him and Bob Barker. The Price is Wrong, bitch. I just love that scene. Or the scene where he tries to get the ball inside the hole and he starts yelling at, "What, you too good for your home?" or something like that. That is pretty hilarious. I mean, this movie, like, the great thing about this and like Billy Madison, they're extremely quotable. Even though they're hit, they're already 30 years old and they're still quotable. Especially this one. I mean, there's so many scenes that stand out. Like Grizzly Adams had a beard, like Grizzly Adam had a beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard, or there's a scene. Spoiler alert again. There's a scene where they're kind of bidding on the house, and Happy basically tells Shooter, "I'll tell you what, if I beat you, I get to keep the house." And things like that. Excuse me. So it's pretty entertaining in that scene because he's like, "Oh, that's fine. I eat shit like you for breakfast." "You eat shit for breakfast?" "No." so so just those scenes alone are just pretty entertaining and get you laughing. Now, a little cool movie fact is one of Adam Sandler's friends that he has tend to work with, like Little Nicky, Big Daddy. He was the main lead in Grandma's Boy. He is actually in this movie. He plays the homeless caddy, which I thought was pretty cool. I think this might have been his first film, but what I like about Sandler's films is they tend to be in a connected universe because that same character pretty much shows up in Jack and Jill, which is pretty hilarious. So, I wish I could say more. I just feel like this movie still holds up. It's still entertaining. I like the scene where he goes into the little baseball cage where people can like practice their batting, and he lets the baseballs hit him in the face and the chest, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that one hurt a little bit." But I thought that was hilarious. And then another scene I like is when his girlfriend leaves him, and he's trying to talk to her through the intercom, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby," yells at her, and then he's trying to sweet talk her, and then you find out it's one of the neighbors, an elderly lady, and I thought it was pretty funny. All in all, I feel like from beginning to end, this movie never has a dull moment. I feel like it really gets you laughing from beginning to end. Billy Madison kind of is like that, but I feel like there are some moments in Billy Madison that aren't necessarily needed. But all in all, Happy Gilmore is such a fun classic. It is getting a 4K release through Kino, which I'm excited about. I would love, the one thing this is, and I will mention this because this has become an ongoing topic as of recently, and I've heard a lot of YouTubers kind of give their mixed opinions on it, and it's the YouTubers who are getting what I like to call the upcoming screeners or upcoming releases, but I like to call them screeners in some way because they're getting an advance copy of the film before its street date. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with that. But my minor complaint is a lot of these YouTubers. I'm not going to mention any names because everybody's different. What I just don't like is you're not giving us a whole lot. Oh, I got this. I'm excited. You're just being very short limited with it. You're not telling us what the street day is. Now, mind you, some are, some are not. And I feel like if you're getting advanced copies, first and foremost, you need to let your viewers know when exactly that 4K or that Blu-ray or that DVD, depending on who, like Milk Creek sends DVDs and Blu-rays. You really, really need to let the viewers know when the street date is, what the MSRP is going to be, where you can get the film, not just the website, you can get it off of Amazon, something like that. Take the shrink wrap off. Show us what that release looks like. If you're getting it to advertise it and review it. Why not do that? I mean, I'm a small YouTuber and I want to get to that point where I can get copies from these studios and really show you guys a closer look. That's one of the reasons why I started the Closer Look series, is because a lot of you guys don't get the opportunity to see what certain releases look like up close. Yeah, there could be some unboxing videos showing you, but not like every film's going to get that. So what I try to do is at least start with what I have in my collection, give you guys a closer look at what these releases look like, to hopefully maybe motivate you. Maybe you held off because you didn't know what features were on it. You didn't know if the packaging was worth it. So that's why I do things like that. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers should do something like that, because you're in a way, you're kind of, what's the term I'm looking for? You're kind of not deceiving, but there's another term for it. I can't think of it, but I feel like it's false advertising, because you're just being quick and limited. You're getting it because you're advertising it. You would need to show the packaging off, what the discs look like. For me personally, I feel like when you get certain copies like that, you should either do a follow-up video or you should add your review of the film. Oh yeah, I watched it. Here's what the quality looks like. There are certain YouTubers that do that, and then there's a lot that don't, and I don't feel like that is right. I feel like if you're getting advanced copies, you need to put more of an effort in, regardless of how many you got. Do a separate video for each title. I mean, I would. And trust me, I want to work with a lot of studios. I had one studio told me if I can get my videos, my video views at 150 a piece, they would be willing to work with me. And I'm hoping one day I could, because I feel like for a lot of people out there, they're holding off because they want to see if the release is worth it. And for me, that's what motivated me to do the Closer Look series, to give you guys a better look of the packaging, the special features, the aspects and things like that. And then when I do a format review, it's just, I give you guys my own opinion on how it looks. Great example, Batman and Batman Returns. I did 4K format reviews for that, and those movies look outstanding on 4K. Yes, when you do watch a lot of comparison videos, certain things are edited out, some things are tweaked a little bit, but all in all, it's just the experience alone. But sorry to get off topic, but going back, Kino is stepping it up, and they're releasing Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison to 4K. Not only that, we're getting films left and right through them. I believe Hiding Out with John Cryer is getting a 4K release. Wayne's World 2. The there's just a list going on and on and on. I would not be surprised. I mean, Phantom with Billy Zane. I would not be surprised if we get a 4K release of The Shadow with Alec Baldwin, Tim Curry, Ian McKellen, what is it, Penelope Ann Miller or something like that. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I'm a fan of like the comic books and stuff like that. I would not be surprised if Kino picks it up. I don't think Scream Factory would. Maybe they would. I don't know. But I feel like Kino will be the one to do it and give us more features that, we didn't get on like the Scream Factory Blu-ray. So I feel like there is that possibility. But now, recently, we're left to right, we're getting some good stuff. Prime example, Arrow. Arrow is stepping it up big time. We're getting Rawhead Rex on 4K. That's on my wish list. I was literally thinking about getting the Kino, but now that I know Arrow's doing it, that's a wish list. That's a title on my wish list. Spawn. I definitely want to upgrade that. I think that movie will look good regardless of how bad the CGI is. They just announced the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, a lot of people are thinking that it could be the first movie. Others are hoping that it's the trilogy. If it's the trilogy, I am so down for an Arrow video release on 4K. Those movies are going to, especially the first one, is going to pop. The amount of detail you're going to see, it's going to be like chef's kiss. I swear. So yeah, we're getting those. We got the 2 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies coming. We got the beginning and the 2003 remake coming to 4K. Like, this year is becoming a really great year for 4K releases, and the year is not even over. We're still getting started. I can only imagine what Criterion, Arrow, Scream Factory, and the list goes on of what is to come in the next. I mean, we're at the halfway mark pretty much. Come next month, so the next 6 months, I'm excited. Speaking of Arrow, Nightbreed, I have held off on getting the Scream Factory 4K. I might as well just get the Arrow video. I'm becoming more of an Arrow fan than Scream Factory. Scream Factory, for me, there are certain titles I like. I think it's more the shot select for me because I'm a big, fan of the comedy genre. But Arrow, man, stepping it up. Like, I have a huge wish list for just Arrow titles ranging from An American Werewolf in London to Tremors 1 and 2. I mean, just the list goes on. 16 Candles. But I will state this is something pretty cool. I'll have to double check on it. So if you guys aren't familiar, Scream Factory does a like a giveaway, like a Friday giveaway. They usually find like extra stock of stuff, and they'll do like a free giveaway Friday. And you basically are able to get like 5 entries in. I think you got to follow them on like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, things like that. And like when I checked for like each hour, my 5 entries were the only entries in. So I'm crossing my fingers. Like, I kept noticing, this is how many hours are left. This is how many hours are left. I'm crossing my fingers I win the Blu-ray that they're giving away, because it's a film I haven't gotten the chance to add to my collection, and that is Ginger Snaps. So I'm crossing my fingers. I know there's a Blu-ray trilogy overseas, but I'm completely fine getting a Scream Factory copy. But I do apologize to get, what's the term I'm looking for? To get off topic. But yeah, Happy Gilmore coming to 4K is pretty awesome. I'm excited. It just blows my mind on how many movies are coming out. Not only that, but like the end of this year, I mean, we've got the Nightmare on Elm Street films coming. We've got the Corpse Bride 20th anniversary coming to 4K. There's rumors about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest coming to 4K. Could be Criterion. That, I'm crossing my fingers on that one. Or it could just be Warner Brothers. It's rumored that we're getting an anniversary release for Boogie Nights for 4K, which one of my all-time favorite movies. Great cast, highly underrated. There's rumors of Pee-wee's Big Adventure getting a 4K release to mark, I believe, the 40th anniversary. There's a lot. So yeah, for me, I've just been really watching um, a lot of the comparison videos online to kind of determine which movies I want to get on 4K. And to me, it seems like it's worth getting a lot of the older movies on 4K compared to the newer movies. Now, don't get me wrong, the newer movies on 4K look amazing, but a lot of these older titles are starting to look really good. Yeah, some could be a really bad transfer, but as of recent, I haven't had any issues. So we'll see what happens. I am hoping that since we've got like the Turtles, Nightmare on Elm Street, Spawn all coming out to 4K this year, and they are New Line, I am crossing my fingers Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation are the next two to come out this year on 4K. They have to. I mean, Mortal Kombat is hitting 30 its 30th anniversary this year, and then in 2 years, I believe Mortal Kombat Annihilation is hitting its 30th. So I would think that what's probably going to happen is they're going to release Mortal Kombat probably this year, and then in 2 years, or next year even, they'll release Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But who knows? And if you guys see me like viewing to the side, SmackDown was on, was watching that. So yeah, that's my review for Happy Gilmore. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and my little off-topic discussion with, YouTubers getting advanced copies, and a lot of the announcements that are coming to 4K. It's going to be a good year for physical media. Hell, I mean, Severin even like they announced some cool stuff like Dirty Work. Have you guys ever seen Dirty Work? That movie it's hilarious, but it's so weird. It's got Artie Lang. Is it Artie Lang? Yeah, I think it's Artie Lang and Norman McDonald. Excuse me. I like that movie. Excuse me. The Golden Child, 4K. And it's funny because I had the Paramount Presents Blu-ray on my wish list, but now that I know Severin's releasing it, I think I'm gonna go with that. So as of right now, that's on my wish list. It's Golden Child, uh, Showgirls, The Beyond. I'm liking those releases from them. What was the other one? Dirty Work. And I think there's another one. The Howling 2. And then, of course, there's rumors of 976 Evil 2 coming between now and next year. Fright Night Part 2, the prom, the prom night films. I was about to say prom queen. So yeah, it's gonna be a good year. The next 6 months and moving into 2026 is going to be a huge year for physical media. So thank you guys. I apologize for getting too much off topic, but if you enjoyed the review and my thoughts on the film and just my thoughts on upcoming releases and things like that, give it a thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. It keeps me going. I did hit a milestone, hit 1K uploads to the channel. That is awesome. Our next goal is now to hit the 2,000 subscriber mark. I am currently at 1816. So we're getting close to the 900, and then we'll hit that 2,000, and then the last one will be my watch hours to eventually get monetized, at least the first tier. So yeah, there's a lot I want to accomplish by the end of the year. We're at the halfway mark. I got 6 months, so crossing my fingers. Definitely send me positive vibes and some luck, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment down below, as I've stated earlier, what your opinion is on Happy Gilmore, and recommendations. Any films you guys would like to see me possibly review or give my thoughts on, things like that. But yeah, I'm Film Talk with Mikey, and you guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.